bhagavate vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritcham Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jaimudirayat Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata-sevayā Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 10, Divisions of the Creation. Vidura uvacha antarhita bhagavati brahma pitamaha praja sasarja katida daihikir manasir vibhuhu. Shri Vidura said, O great sage, please let me know how Brahma, the grandfather of the planetary inhabitants, created the bodies of the living entities from his own body and mind after the disappearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yacha me Bhagavan Prishtas Tvai Artha Bahuvittama Tan Vadasvanupurvayana Chindinaha Sarva Samsayan. O greatly learned one, kindly eradicate all my doubts and let me know of all that I have inquired from you from the beginning to the end. Suta uvacha evam sanchoditastena ksatra kausharavair प्रीतः प्रत्याह तान् प्रश्नान् हृदयस्थान् अथ bhargava. Shuta Goswami said, O son of Bhrigu, the great sage Maitreya Muni, thus hearing from Vidura, felt very much enlivened. Everything was in his heart, and thus he began to reply to the questions one after another. Maitreya Uvacha Virinchopi Tatha Chakre Divyavarša Shatam Tapaha Atmani Atmanam Aveshya Yataha Bhagavan Ajaha. The greatly learned sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, Brahma thus engaged himself in penances for 100 celestial years as advised by the personality of Godhead and applied himself in devotional service to the Lord. तद्विलोक्याब्ज सम्भूतो वायुना यद् अधिष्ठितः पद्मम् अम्बश्च तत्काला कृतवीर्येण कंपितम्. Thereafter Brahma saw that both the lotus on which he was situated and the water on which the lotus was growing were trembling due to a strong, violent wind. तपसा हि एदमानेन विद्यया चात्म संस्थया विवृद्ध विज्ञानबलो न्यपाद्वायुं समाम्भसा sahambasa. Long penance and transcendental knowledge of the self-realization had matured Brahma in practical knowledge, and thus he drank the wind completely along with the water. Tad vilokya vyapi pushkaram yad adhishtitam anena lokan praglinan kalpitasmiti achintayat. Thereafter he saw that the lotus on which he was situated was spread throughout the universe, and he contemplated how to create all the planets which were previously merged in that very same lotus. पद्मकोशं तदाविश्य भगवत् कर्मचोदितः एकं व्यभाङ्क्षिद् क्षिद् उरुधा त्रिधा भाव्यं द्विसप्तदा. Thus, engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Brahma entered into the wall of the lotus, and as it spread all over the universe, he divided it into three divisions of worlds and later into 14 divisions. एतावान् जीवलोकस्य संस्थाभेदः समाहृतः धर्मस्य हि अनिमित्तस्य विपाकः परमेष्टि असौ. Lord Brahma is the most exalted personality in the universe because of his causeless devotional service unto the Lord in the mature transcendental knowledge. He therefore created all the 14 planetary divisions for inhabitation by the division different types of living entities. Vidura uvacha यथात्थ बहुरूपस्य हरेरद्भुत कर्मणः कालाख्यं लक्षणं ब्रह्मन् यथा वर्णय नः प्रभो. Vidura inquired from Maitreya, O my lord, O greatly learned sage, kindly describe eternal time, which is another form of the Supreme Lord and the wonderful actor. What are the symptoms of that eternal time? Please describe them to us in detail. Maitreya Uvacha गुणः व्यतिकराकरो निर्विशेषो प्रतिष्ठितः पुरुषस्तद् उपादानम् आत्मानं लीलया Maitreya said, eternal time is the primeval source of the interactions of the three modes of material nature. It is unchangeable and limitless, and it works as the instrument of the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his pastimes in the material creation. विश्वं वै ब्रह्म तन्मात्रं संस्थितं विष्णुमायया ईश्वरेण परिच्छिन्नं कालेन व्यक्तमूर्तिना. This cosmic manifestation is separated from the Supreme Lord as material energy by means of Kala, which is the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Lord. It is situated as the objective manifestation of the Lord under the influence of the same material energy of Vishnu. यतेदानीं तदाग्रे च पश्चात् अपि एतद् ईदृशम्. This cosmic manifestation is as it is now, it was the same in the past, and it will continue in the same way in the future. सर्गो नवविधस्तस्य प्राकृतो प्राकृतो वैकृतस्तु यः कालद्रव्यगुणैरस्य त्रिविधः प्रतिसङ्क्रमः. There are nine different kinds of creations besides the one which naturally occurs due to the interactions of the modes. There are three kinds of annihilations due to eternal time, the material elements, and the qualities of one's work. आद्यस्तु महतः सर्गो गुणवैषम्यम् आत्मनः द्वितीयस्त्वा अहमो यत्र द्रव्यज्ञानक्रियोदयः. Of the nine creations, the first one is the creation of the Mahat Tattva, or the sum total of material ingredients, wherein the modes interact due to the presence of the Supreme Lord. In the second, the false ego is generated, in which the material ingredients, material knowledge, and material activities arise. भूतसर्ग त्रि तृतीयस्तु तन्मात्रो द्रव्यशक्तिमान् चतुर्थ ऐन्द्रियः सर्गो यस्तु ज्ञानक्रियात्मकः. The sense perceptions are created in the third creation, and from these the elements are generated. The fourth creation is the creation of knowledge and of working capacity. वैकारिको देवसर्गः पञ्चमो यन्मयं मनः षष्ठस्तु तमसः सर्गो यस्त्व अबुद्धिकृतः प्रभो. The fifth creation is that of the controlling deities by the interactions of the modes of goodness, of which the mind is the sum total. The sixth creation is the ignorant darkness of living entity by which the master acts as a fool. षड् षड् इमे प्राकृता सर्गा वैकृतान् अपि मे शृणु रजो भाजो भगवतो लीलेयं हरिमेधसः. All the above are natural creations by the external energy of the Lord. Now hear from me about the creations by Brahma, who is an incarnation of the mode of passion and who is the matter of creation, has a brain like that of the supreme of the personality of Godhead. सप्तमो मुख्यसर्गस्तु षड्विधस्तस्तु शां च यः वनस्पति ओषधि लता त्यक्षारा विरूढो द्रुमाः. The seventh creation is that of the immovable entities which are of six kinds. The fruit trees without flowers, trees and plants which exist until the fruit is ripe, creepers, pipe plants, creepers which have no support, and trees with flowers and fruits. उत्स्रोतसस्तमः प्राय अन्तःस्पर्श Visheshanaha. All the immovable trees and plants seek their subsistence upwards. They are almost unconscious, but they have feelings of pain within. They are manifested in variegatedness. तिरश्चां च तिरश्चाम् अष्टमः सर्गः सोष्ठाविंशद् विदो मतः अविदो भूरि तमसो घ्राणज्ञहृदि अवेदिनः. The eighth creation is that of the lower species of life, and they are of different varieties, numbering 28. They are all extensively foolish and ignorant. They know their desirables by smell, but are unable to remember anything within the heart. Gaurajao Manishah Krishnaha Sukaro Gavoyo Ruruhu Dvi Saptaha Pashavas Cheme Avir Ushrut Usrutascha Sattama. O purest Vidura, of the lower animals, the cow, goat, buffalo, Krishna stag, hog, Gavaya animal, deer, lamb, and camel all have cloven hooves. खरो खरोस्वोस्वतरो गौरः शरभश्चमरी तथा एते चैका सप्त क्षत्तः शृणु पञ्चनखा पशून्. The horse, mule, ass, gaura, sharabha, bison, and wild cow all have only one hoof. Now you may hear from me about the animals who have 5 nails. श्वाश्रगालो वृको व्याघ्रो मार्जान मार्जारः शशसल्लकौ सिंहः कपिर्गजः कूर्मो गोधा च मकरादयः. The dog, jackal, tiger, fox, cat, rabbit, sajaru, lion, monkey, elephant, tortoise, alligator, gosapa, etc. all have 5 nails in their claws. They are known as panchanakhas, or animals having 5 nails. Kankagradha, Bakasyena, Basa, Bhaluka, Barihina, Hamsa Sarasa, Chakrahva, Kako, Lukadaya, Kagaha. The heron, vulture, crane, hawk, bass, bhasa, bhalluka, peacock, swan, sarasa, chakravaka, crow, owl, and others are birds. अर्वाक् श्रोतस्तु नवमः क्षत्तर एकविदो नृणां रजोदिकाः कर्मपरा दुःखे च सुखमानिनः. The creation of the human beings who are of one species only and who stock their eatables in the belly, is the ninth in the rotation. In the human race, the mode of passion is very prominent. Humans are always busy in the midst of miserable life, but they think themselves happy in all respects. वैकृतास्त्रय एवैते देवसर्गश्च सत्तमा वैकारिकस्तु यः प्रोक्तः कौमारस्तु भयात्मकः. O good Vidura, these last three creatures and the creation of the demigods, the 10th creation, are Vaikrita creations, which are different from the previous described Prakrita natural creations. The appearance of Kumaras is both. देवसर्गश्चाष्टविदो विबुधाः पितरोऽसुरा गन्धर्वाप्सरः सिद्धा यक्षरक्षांसि चारणः भूतप्रेतपिशाचश्च विद्याद्रता विद्याद्राः किन्नराधया दशैते विदुराख्याता सर्गास्ते विश्वसृकृता. The creation of the demigods is of 8 varieties. The demigods, the forefathers, the asuras or demons, the gandharvas and apsaras or angels, the yakshas and rakshasas, the siddhas, chanaras and vidyadharas, the bhutas and pretas and pisachas, and the superhuman beings, celestial singers, etc. All are created by Brahma, the creator of the universe. अतः परं प्रवक्ष्यामि वंशान् मन्वन्तराणि च एवं राजः प्लुतः सृष्टा कल्पादिष्व आत्मभूर्हरिः सृजति amoga sankalpa atmaivatmanam atmana. Now I shall describe the descendants of the Manus, the creator, the Brahma, as the incarnation of the passion mode of the personality of Godhead, creates the universal affairs with unfailing desires in every millennium by the force of the Lord's energy. Thus ends the 10th chapter of the third canto entitled Divisions of the Creation. Hare Krishna. So, thank you very much. Let's begin. Okay, so yeah, this is in continuation from the darshan that the Lord gave to Lord Brahma, the blessings that he got, the prayers that he made. Yeah, so all these things after that, Lord Brahma begins his creation. So in this chapter, we can see that Vidura is inquiring from Maitreya about how did Brahma create? How did he create from the body and mind, and how? Yeah, and then the characteristics of the time is mentioned, then the creation is mentioned. Some are covered in different conversations in the previous chapters, but Vidura inquired here, and Lord Brahma creates the 14 worlds. Brahma meditated on the Lord for 100 celestial years as advised by the Lord, and after that he begins. When he's doing this tapasya, then what is happening is this trembling of water and the lotus, everything happens. On a side note, we can see what happens when we begin our meditation, when we begin our penance, when we begin our austerity. Immediately, everyone around us starts shaking, because, yeah, why? Because it's a big disturbance to them. They think, hey, what is this? His penances, his austerities, uh, makes causes inconvenience, or is kind of, when you're doing Hare Krishna Mahamantra Kirtans, then what happens is people around you start saying, hey, please, not so loud, not so loud, or what is this? Morning 4 o'clock, why are you doing all this? So anyway, when Brahma is doing, what happened is the waves were so heavy, the violent waves. Of course, this is not in comparison what I've given example, but such a disturbance is so vibrant. When Hiranyakashipu was doing, everything was trembling. That Indra, they all went to Lord Brahma and asked protection. So the nature of tapasya itself means it is kind of getting out of inertia, and when one gets out of the inertia, whatever the turbulence is there, that is what here we see that Brahma's meditation caused its trembling due to a strong and violent wind, and then due to long penance, tapa, and knowledge, vidya, Lord Brahma acquired practical knowledge and drank the wind and the water completely. Yeah. So then Brahma then saw that lotus spread throughout the universe. When he started, everything is now okay. Now he started seeing how to see the end to end of lotus, but he could see that it spread across the whole universe, and contemplated from this lotus, I will create all the planets as they were before the destruction. This means, yes, back to action. Now I am fully ready. This next day morning or this morning, I am ready and to begin my activities. Brahma decided, and then what happened? Thus, engaged in the Lord's service, Brahma entered into the world of the lotus and first divided it into three divisions and later into 14. Brahma could create all the 14 worlds situated for different types of jivas because of his causeless devotional service in matured transcendental knowledge. So, and then after that, the characteristics of the time is mentioned, and then the types of creation is mentioned: Kala, Dravya, Guna. I think this is we have covered before. And there are six types of primary creations. Prakrita Sarga. Sarga means creation, Visarga means subsidiary creation. And Sarga, six types is Mahat Tattva, Ahankara, Tanmatra, Indriya, and Deva, who are controlling mm, the sense objects, and then Tamas. These are the things, and from that, this is first what Lord is creating, and from that comes the Visarga, which is Vaikrita. Prakrita and Vaikrita. And Vaikrita is what is all mentioned about these plants, lower species of animals, human beings, demigods. Prakrita Sarga is primary creation done by the Lord, and Vikrita or Vaikrita or Visarga is created is done by Lord Brahma. So creation of sense devatas from Ahankara in Satvaguna comes under Prakrita, and creation of other devatas by Brahma comes under Vaikrita. That is the division. And then creation of the four Kumaras is mixed creation. That's why we see there is both Prakrita and Vaikrita in the Kumaras as they were generated by Brahma's meditation. That's why they say Manasaputra Kumaras on the lotus, and thus both Brahma and the Lord are the cause. And after saying so, yeah, there's whole description from verse after verse how everything created. But in short, Lord Brahma goes on action to create everything. And Maitreya Rishi is telling to Vidura that he is going to now speak about Manvantaras, how everything according to the time, who are descendants of the mankind, who is the head of it, and how within one day of Brahma so many Manus come. All these things will be explained in the next chapter, where it's very important if one has interest to know time. 3.11 is telling about the characteristics of time, Kala. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Let me know if anyone would like to go into any of the purports we want to understand further. I mean, yeah, one I would just see that maybe it's nice to go through the purports by yourself, where there's so much information, yeah, provided as a information rather than there's some leela or some logic or something. It's more about how the creation happened and how we can accept that. Mm. Okay. But nevertheless, yeah, if we have few minutes, if anyone wants to dive into any of the purport now, we can also do that. Okay. If not, then yeah, I gave you 3 minutes, very 3 minutes valuable back to you. Thank you so much for joining. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.